Few countries in the world have as many reasons to feel proud as India has. The world's largest democracy, the world's largest number of young people, the world's most diverse nation in terms of languages, religions, food habits, and what have you. The land of Nalanda and Takshashila, also of Ayurveda and yoga, hockey and chess. And within India is Kerala, a state that never stops surprising the whole world with developing world incomes and infrastructure and developed world human development achievements. And yet, for all that, India and Kerala keep disappointing us every now and then, and sometimes even make us cry, like they did this week. Classifying India's numerous woes isn't easy, but for an overview, let me put them into three buckets. First, the lying, cheating, fraud bucket. This bucket seems to manifest every aspect of our lives, from cheating banks to undercounting COVID deaths to lying about educational qualifications. Cheating banks seems to have become second nature to us, so new cases are hardly noticed. So you probably haven't even noticed the CBI filing charges against industrialist Gautam Thapar and others for allegedly defrauding a consortium of banks for 24 billion rupees this week. Just 24 billion rupees? That's peanuts compared to the 135 billion bank fraud allegedly committed by Mehul Choksi and his nephew Nirav Modi. And add the amount taken out by Vijay Mallya and that number balloons to 226 billion rupees. So what's a mere 24 billion rupees taken by Gautam Thapar? Don't think you and I can do that and live a grand life in London or Dominica. It's only for India's privileged classes. But hasn't the Enforcement Directorate managed to recover some of those assets and return it to the banks? Yes, the Enforcement Directorate is transferring about 84 billion rupees back to the banks. But Indian banks' bad loans are estimated at some 8 trillion rupees at the end of 2020. And 84 billion rupees is a mere drop in that bucket of 8 trillion rupees. We suspect a similar cheating trait in the COVID death numbers as well. Officially, India has lost about 400,000 lives to COVID. But who in India believes official statistics? This week, the Wall Street Journal reported that a modeling by the Washington-based Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation suggests that India has lost about 1.1 million lives to COVID, or about 3 times the reported figure. And Murad Banerjee, a mathematician at London's Middlesex University, suggests that the actual death numbers in India could be 5 times the reported number, or 2 million deaths in India instead of the reported number of 400,000. In the latest allegation of lying, there is controversy this week in Kerala over the graduation of Kerala State Women's Commission member Shahida Kamal. But she might wonder why so much fuss about her graduation when there is controversy over the Prime Minister's qualification in entire political science. The point is, if we lie, cheat and defraud, our nation naturally becomes fertile ground for corruption. India has slipped 6 places in Transparency International's latest Corruption Perception Index to 86th position. New Zealand and Denmark are the countries with least corruption, jointly sharing the first rank. The UK is 11th, the UAE is 21st, our neighbor Bhutan is 24th, the US is 25th, Maldives is 75th, China is 78th, we are at 86th position, Sri Lanka is 94, Nepal is 117, and many will be glad to know Pakistan is at the 124th position. We have so many scams in India that sometimes it is difficult to distinguish one from the other. For example, there is the Adarsh Credit Cooperative Society scam and the Adarsh Housing Society scam. The Adarsh Credit Cooperative Society scam is about luring common people into making deposits by offering them high interest rates, and the Adarsh Housing Society scam is about apartments meant for war widows being usurped by well-connected politicians, bureaucrats and military officials. For more scams across India, please see my video Scamazing India. For a nation that has a scammer week, we have one this week too. After decades of socio-political religious turbulence over a mosque and a temple, this week we have the Ram Mandir real estate scam. Cheating and corruption are bad enough, but we have an increasing trend of criminalization. We have the coal mafia, the land mafia, the sand mafia, the contractor mafia, the quarry mafia, and numerous others. But what is most worrying is the criminalization of our politics. In February 2020, Justice Rohinton F. Nariman observed, "It appears that over the last 4 general elections, there has been an alarming increase in the incidence of criminals in politics." Just look at the absolutely frightening statistics. MPs in India with pending criminal cases. 2004, 24%, 2009, 30%, 2014, 34%, and 2019, 43%. Just extrapolate the number to see when India will reach the tipping point of 51% of its MPs having criminal records. From then on, criminal antecedents will simply add to one's winnability. Here's some early confirmation. Delhi police and others happy to take photographs with Olympic wrestler Sushil Kumar, who is involved in a murder case. Often, when India gets bad press globally, from its low human development to its COVID management, it is Kerala that offers some sunshine. But not this week. A series of atrocities against women, mostly over dowry, and some of them even leading to death, have battered Kerala's progressive image. Last Monday, Kerala woke up to the shocking news of Vismaya, a 24-year-old medical student, found hanging at her in-laws' house, apparently over dowry harassment. And on Tuesday, there were 3 more. Archana, 24, found dead from burn injuries. Akhila, 29, found hanging. And Suchitra, 19, also found hanging. There was more humiliation to follow. In a televised phone-in program, a woman told MC Josephine, the chairperson of the Kerala State Women's Commission, that her husband and mother-in-law were torturing her. "Did you inform the police?" Josephine asked her. And when the victim said no, she was told, "Then you suffer." The state government-initiated portal, Aparajita, set up to handle dowry-related cases, received as many as 115 petitions on day 1. All of this happening in Kerala, India's most literate state and supposedly most educated people. I asked social scientist Dr. P.K. Michael Taragan how high education can coexist with dowry deaths.
When we say that women in Kerala are highly educated, do not understand whether it is the right kind of education that they're getting or not. And this is not only with the women, but also with the men in Kerala, particularly higher education. Higher education should have a purpose. It should not be purely for employment alone. Higher education should have an intrinsic value, which Kerala has largely failed to realize.
Dr. Thomas John, president of the Kerala chapter of the Indian Psychiatric Society, feels that the new generation lacks resilience and are perhaps even ignorant of the purpose of marriage.
One is the lack of resilience in our new generation. Resilience, the meaning is inability to properly address the adversities of the life. Second thing is improper way of dealing without knowing what is the actual purpose of marriage.
For any society steeped in lies, cheating and defrauding and disrespects women, the comment of the Women's Commission chairperson applies. Then you suffer. It's high time India and Kerala take a U-turn. This video is dedicated to Annie Siva, a 31-year-old single mother who fought tremendous odds in life and was recently appointed probationary sub-inspector at Varkala in South Kerala. Annie fell in love during her college days and got married while still a teenager against her family's wishes, but was later abandoned by her husband and his family, dumping her and a 6-month-old son out of the house. Not willing to give up on life, Annie did odd jobs to support herself and her son, completed her graduation, wrote the State Public Service Commission examination, and is now a sub-inspector. She wrote on social media recently, "In the same place that I sold ice cream and lemonade, I am now a sub-inspector. What better way to avenge my yesterdays?" A telling message indeed to anyone who may take a misstep in life. Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Thank you.